Salutare, dacă e miercuri, e CGR Live și știu că sunteți obișnuiți să-l vedeți pe Tonic aici. Înainte să vă gândiți că și-a făcut bagajele și a plecat, o să aflați că parțial aveți dreptate, a furat banii de la CGR, a încasat salariul și a plecat într-o mini-vacanță. Însă mi-a cerut să-i țin locul astăzi pentru că are un invitat super special care nu mai stă foarte mult în țară. Este cineva care a venit de peste oceane. Se numește Scrooge Owens, vine direct din Bronx, din Statele Unite. Glad to have you here, man. I was just making a small introduction.
All right.
Just telling the guys
man.
that Tonic is going to be missing today. Tell us about yourself really fast before we get to the questions, whatever you think is...
For those who don't know me, Scrooge Owens from the BX, you know what I'm saying? Straight from the Bronx. Came out here, flew out to Bucharest to come chill with my peoples, you know what I'm saying? We have a subsidiary to my label, Mean Mugger Entertainment, and we have Mean Mugger Crew out here, which we, you know, throw a lot of shows, bring artists and stuff like that out, and plus other little things that we got going on. So Scrooge Owens from the Bronx in Bucharest. What's up?
So yeah, big up for Scrooge Owens, man. So it's the first question that I'm getting. Like we heard a lot about the Bronx,
right?
And what is it like, you know? But we don't really know what it's like to you know grow up in the Bronx. So I'm curious, how was it like for you as a kid growing up in the? So not right now, but as a kid growing up in the Bronx.
As a kid, it's honestly similar to how Bucharest is now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we grow up tough. You know what I'm saying? Tough neighborhoods and stuff like that. Of course, with hip-hop, you know, and hip-hop, breakdancing, graffiti, that was like our getaway as kids. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I grew up in the old Bronx, not the new Bronx.
So what was the old Bronx like compared to the new Bronx?
Old Bronx is like, you know, burnt down buildings, you know, the crack era, a lot of struggle, hard knock living, you know what I mean? So it was tough, you know, growing up tough. It was tough. School systems is tough and everything. A lot of things is a lot more pre-K now, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit easier. Okay. Back then it was a lot harder, you know, a lot more struggle and stronger. So we spoke through music, we spoke through dance, you know, we spoke through graffiti, DJing. That was our way of expressing ourselves. You know?
So how did you get close to music then? Because you mentioned graffiti, you mentioned, you know, all sorts of stuff. You got close to music. I don't know if, as far as I know, you don't break dance or anything else.
I mean, I'm a little too old for breakdancing right now. I might break a bone or something. But I've done all the elements of hip hop. I've DJ'd, I breakdance. Obviously, I rap now. But you know, growing up in the Bronx, where it started, where it came from, you just part of the environment. So you grow up rapping them. Not to mention I have family members who were singers and things of that nature on my father's side. So music has always been in my family. Okay. That's 100%.
So it was kind of natural to like get close to music because this is what you did.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I grew up with it. You know, my mom's playing music in the house all the time. Music is what we do. You know what I mean? You come to my house, my mom's, when she was alive, God bless her, so she's sitting there cooking, the music is going, the cigarettes, the beer, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up in a music household. Okay. Yeah.
So what did you grow up listening to? Like, what were your folks listening to?
Oh, you know, Luther Vandross. See, we listen not straight just hip-hop. We listen to, like, Luther, Patti LaBelle, Sade, you know, things of that, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. So it was old school Smokey Robinson and things of that nature. You know, James Brown, all the soulful music and all the soul R&B stuff we really listened to, you know. And then, you know, as the time came up, you know, Public Enemy and all the old school acts like Chubb Rock and Slick Rick and Dana Dane and, you know, all these rappers that was coming up. That's when it was before my mom's, and it was, you know, the Kumo D's and all of that. So now when you get younger, the era changes. So now hip hop comes in. Yeah. So that's my mom's era, not my grandparents. You know, they didn't listen to hip hop. It was like, it's that crazy music. You know what I'm saying?
So, but you know, it's just a curiosity. If you don't mind me asking, what happened to your moms? If you can tell us.
My mom, she passed away from cancer.
Oh, that's bad.
But my mother was more than my mom. She was like my best friend. So she'd come to shows, be on the front row at all my events, all my parties and everything like that. You know, it's part of life, man.
I don't think I want to ask you how hard it was or how tough it was to lose her.
You can ask me. I mean, you know how it is. If you think of the closest thing that you lost to you and multiply that by like 10 million, especially if you get along with your parents, because everybody doesn't get along with their parents, you know, and they pass away, they're like, you know, that's my mom. I'm sad that she passed away, but we didn't get along anyway. It's the opposite for me. It's like, yo, that was my buddy, you know?
Yeah.
And it took a while for me to get over it. You never really get over it.
Yeah.
You just be able to deal with it easier daily, you know? And having kids helps out.
Yeah.
Yeah, having children helps out because you have something to live for. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I just can't live. You have other people.
You found a purpose, basically.
And
How many kids do you have?
I got 3 kids.
You got 3 kids?
I got 3 kids, yeah.
Well, how about that? Like, we want to know how old you are right now because, you know, it's really interesting.
That's a secret, man. You got, all right, you know what I tell people? I tell people, guess my age. And they be like, oh, you look like 30. Oh, I'm 30.
So whatever you guess is
whatever you guess is my age.
But if I see you're like 18, you can't be 18.
I'm 18.
Okay, that's fun, man. So how are you doing with your kids? Are you all living in the Bronx? I assume, or did you move?
I have a son that lives in San Diego. I'm actually not staying in the Bronx right now.
Okay.
But like I said, the Bronx is where I come from. I'm there all the time. I actually stay in the Hamptons right now.
Okay.
And that's not an environment I really want to raise my kids in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people have no choice, and if I have a choice, I want my kids to, you know about the Bronx, go there, see their family, but actually be raised there, that's not something that I want for them.
You're looking, I guess, for a better school, for better general...
The Bronx is rough. It's a lot of shootings, a lot of killings, drugs.
Did you ever have to run away from shootings and stuff like that growing up?
I was involved in a lot of shootings.
Well, you want to tell us about that more?
Well, yeah, actually, I went to prison for about 8 years. I went to federal prison for about 8 years, just being caught up in the street life. And I had a situation where it was a shooting between me and another person, and they didn't make it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to jail for a little while.
So was that like the trigger that made you say that I want to, you know, get away from all this street life and kind of like raise my kids and so forth?
Well, yeah and no. You understand what I'm saying? The street life is always going to be a part of you. If you're a hustler, you're a hustler. It doesn't have to be drugs or anything. Just being outside and being a part of the street life is what we do. Like, I'm outside right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the streets right now. That's what we call being in the streets. My kids are home. You know, and when I went to prison, I had a lot of time to think, of course, you know, and I wanted to come home and make the right decisions. But I am who I am. I'm not gonna, I'm a man. I'm still not gonna stand for anybody to do anything for me, but I'm not gonna also insert myself into a situation, you know?
So I guess you want to keep your kids as far away as you can from, you know, this type of life, the shootings and, you know.
Yeah, don't we all? Like, our job is to keep our children safe, you know what I mean, our home safe and everything, and provide a protection for them, you know what I mean? You know, so as much as I want to be in the city where it's 24-hour stores and all my family, and I can walk right outside and my boys are right there, but I'm grown now. I got to step outside that life, and I don't want my kids to be green because what happens is they go out, and now people could take advantage of them because they have no idea of what's going on the outside world. But I want to protect them as much as I can from that life.
Like keeping a good combination between, you know, knowing that side of life and, you know, the street life, but also going towards the good path, which means, you know, good school or whatever.
Exactly. And honestly, whatever path my children choose, I'm going to support them in it. You know, long as it morally makes sense, you know what I mean? But I'm going to always support my kids in whatever they do, you know?
Would you like them to rap, to start getting into music, or did you not even think about it?
I think we got enough rappers, you know what I'm saying? I think
that's a good point.
I think, you know, I would like for my daughter to be like a doctor or a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Be another part of the community. But if she chooses to rap, I'll support it.
Okay.
You know, I'll 100% support it. But I know the business, I know the game, I know the, you know what I mean? Just go be a surgeon or something. Well, I'm not opposed to it, though.
Yeah, I get it. But getting back to, so you mentioned a lot of names that you were listening to with music, with your family and so forth. I'm curious, what was your inspiration to get into rap? Like, what inspired you ultimately?
I'm gonna tell you like I said, my family was always into music, anything. So it was gonna be singing, because my uncle, he used to come and put on the music, and we singing "We Are the World" by Michael Jackson. He'd make us sing that for like 3 hours. We are the world, we are the children. We singing. Yeah. So it was either gonna be singing or rapping. And Slick Rick. When I first like really heard Slick, I was hearing Public Enemy and Rappin' Duke and Furious 4, Melly Mel and all of them. I was hearing them. But it was something about Slick Rick that made me really want to rap. And I believe it was like the dopeness of his accent, you know what I'm saying? And his style. Because he was a lot different than the other guys. Slick Rick would dress up in the wallabies and the suits and the furs, while all the other rappers, they had the big rope chains and the Adidas suits and the Adidas shell toes and all that. So I was really into it. I was really into poetry too.
Yeah.
I used to write a lot of poetry, and this is exactly what hip-hop is. Hip-hop is poetry.
Yeah.
Because you speak in your truth, you speak in your words, you speak in your feelings. So I would say like Slick Rick is the first one that I looked at and was like, yo, I want to rap. I love Slick Rick to this day.
And did you what was the extension of Slick Rick, if you want? Because I think that, I've been listening to, what you do on Spotify, what I found. Right. And I don't think you sound necessarily too much like Slick Rick. No, so you kind of build your style. Yeah. What did you build? What was like the, the building blocks that you built your style on?
I'm street.
Yeah, well, obviously.
There you go.
So that's it. Just a little bit of Slick Rick and a little bit of street.
Yeah, well, Slick Rick is what I liked. So I couldn't emulate him because, I wasn't wearing the suits and doing it. We couldn't afford it. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the things, Slick Rick is what I heard in music. The things in the streets is what I seen every day. And I had to write my truth. I can't write the next man's truth. Or, I can like a person's style, but my truth is my truth, and I have to be authentic to who I am. And I've 100% been into, so to speak, the gangster street life. Yeah. That's what I was into. I was infatuated by seeing the hustlers on the street with the big cars and the money and all the girls. That was something that I was the girls I'm into, I like women. Let's not get that twisted. But I wasn't too crazy, woman crazy. I like the money. Yeah. I like the fast life. I loved what it came with it.
So, I think you said you got to keep it true. That's like in everybody's head, I guess.
Right.
But do we rap for money or do we keep it true? What's the most important thing?
Think about it like this, right? Does Jordan play basketball for just to entertain people? No, he plays for money too, but he likes the game. The best job that you can have is getting paid for something you like to do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rap, and then come home and my daughter's hungry. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So if you can make money off your talent, then make money off your talent. This is discussions that I have a lot with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people say, oh, that's not true hip hop, right? And it's people who really don't even understand what hip hop trying to tell you what true hip hop is, right? So if you rap and you can sing, rap and sing. That's being true to you. Those are your God-given talents. Your truth is what you believe, not what somebody else says to you, or what they believe you should be doing or what they should be doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm true to myself because I spit what I spit. That's my truth. But at the same time, I like women, so I rap about women too. You like a dude to do a song, be like, yo, I love Shorty. They be like, oh, he's selling out. Because he talked about, he's not supposed to have sex with women. He's not supposed to rap about liking women. So that's him being true to himself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not hip hop. I mean, that's not hip hop. It is. It got the hip hop beat. It's what he's speaking on now. He's speaking about something different. People who say, I want Nas, right? Let's use Nas as an example. Okay. Yo, Nas' album is not like his first album because he's not the Nas from his first album.
Obviously.
He grew up, he grows, he's different. Now he can talk about women. Now he can talk about religion. Now he can talk about, everybody feels like when you change from the norm of what they're used to, you're not being true to yourself. Come on, man.
It's like, it's even pointless to say the same things, right, that he said in the first album, because then you would get bored of
It
hearing
would get bored. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 ways. Oh, it sounds like his last album. Oh, he changed up. People are never satisfied when it comes to music.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Like, fans seem like they can never be satisfied.
They can never be satisfied.
When you're broke, you're like you're broke. When you get rich and you know, drive the nice cars and, you know, have the nice women, you're like, you sold yourself and you sold your soul and you know.
Yeah, but you're supposed to make money.
Yeah.
Rapping doesn't equal being broke.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't equal that. And at a certain point, you need to start, unless you're gonna, if you want to do it for fun, that's fine. Rap, going to studio. But it costs to go into the studio. It costs for videos. Look, all this equipment in here, right?
Yeah. Costs
money.
Obviously.
So you have to make money to do it. Why not use your talent to make the money to continue to do what you like to do? So
saying that you know you have to invest and so forth, when you started, how did you start? Because you obviously had to invest. Did you like get in a crew or whatever? Somebody
had my crew was Ghostland. I was rapping with my brother, and we had a huge crew and everything like that. But going through the prison stint and all that stuff, I did 8 years. You know what I mean? So everybody kind of went off and started to do their solo thing. We 100% still family. We still feature on each other's things, show up to each other's shows, you know, come to each other's video shoots and everything. But everybody pretty much grew into their own and started their own crews and stuff like that.
So did you like started actually rapping in prison, or did you start it before?
No, I've been rapping since I was 12 years old. Bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 18 now.
So how? but like, how did that all start? Where did you record your first song? If you know,
one of my boys, recording in the studio and freestyling on the street is two different things.
Sure.
And my boy, he taught me that. You know, he was like, "Yo, come on, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take you to the studio, and me and my brother." He said, "We'll take you to the studio, record," and that was the first time that I ever really went into the studio, put the headphones on, and had the mic. And I was recording when they had reel-to-reels. You know, I was recording on reel-to-reels, ADATs, and stuff like that. So I've been doing it for quite some. Yeah, I was.
Now I know you're older than 18.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Oh man, I just dated myself, right? But so I went in and hearing myself back on a record with music behind it and EQs and mixing and everything, I was just like so blown away at the sound, and I wanted more of it. So that made me just want to continue to keep going into the studio and recording and coming up with albums, freestyles, and things like that.
Yeah. I gotta say that with the 50 years of hip hop, which is the main reason, I guess, that you came here. Actually, you know, I'm supposed to ask. Actually, what was the main reason they brought you here? Because I'm thinking that you could have easily had concerts in the United States with the 50 years of hip hop, but you came to Romania. What brought you here? Is it your first time here? I don't even know.
No,
exactly.
This is actually my second time. We met before. Yeah, this is my second time here. I could have went and did other people's concerts, but the Origins concert was, like I said before, we have me and Mugga crew with Maddie, Tony, Larissa. You know, we building a nice, strong team over here. You know what I'm saying? And this is my Romanian family. This was our show, so why not just come to our show? Plus, I think it's pretty dope, the reach of hip-hop, of how far it went, to be able to come out here and celebrate 50 years of hip-hop in Romania. Like, that's dope. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? I could have did it in New York. You know, they do block parties on Cedric and everything and all that stuff. But I think that coming to a European country with, like, you guys wasn't getting hip-hop like that and just celebrating it out here, I came to represent from the U.S.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to have you, actually, and I wanted to say that, like, the energy that you brought on the stage, I was like, I must admit, I was pretty tired, it was pretty late, people were, like, drinking a lot and so forth, but then again, I was, like, doing all this bouncing back and forth, should I go or should I stay, you know, this type of thing, and then you came on the stage and you started rapping, and I was like, holy shit, what just happened? This guy's blowing the roof away.
Thank you, man.
really brought a very cool energy. I mean, really, really high energy. And you simply could not leave. I mean, at that point, I was like, I'm not leaving. I mean, at least until this guy, then we had Afura as well.
Right.
But then I was like, I'm not leaving before this guy's getting off stage because this is really, a great energy.
I appreciate that, and I love that. At least that makes me feel like, you came in, you showed love to the people, you felt the energy, you did your job. You know what I mean? So I really, 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 truly, truly appreciate that love.
And I hope everybody appreciate it. I don't know how you feel about the fans and how you're like being accepted, or how the fans reacted here.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't even think I bought a drink yet. Everybody's the love that's coming from here is like overwhelming. It's beautiful. I love the love. One thing I can say about Romanian hip hop, you guys like authentically love it. They're like die hard. You know what I'm saying? So, and that I love.
Okay.
And the fans embrace me. I went and hang out. I think I've partied for like 5 days straight. I don't even think, there's not been a time that I ain't come in the house like 7 a.m.
So I take it you're having a good time here.
Having a great time.
How do you find it? How do you find it here? Aside of, the music, how do you find
food's great.
Okay.
Food's great. The people are extremely nice, except for they don't say excuse me too much. It's just like boom, you get checked here and there. But
they were drunk.
Yeah,
you must.
Some sober ones too.
Okay, sorry.
But you know what? That's just something that you take in. If I had to weigh the good with the bad, the good is great and the bad is at a really, really minimum. You know what I mean? There's nothing really bad I could say about the country. That for me coming in.
Okay.
And the people. The people are lovely. Cool, everything, just real party-like. So I like it.
Okay. Would you? I mean, if just like a thoughtful thing, would you ever move here if it would be?
Listen, we looking for apartments.
Really?
Yeah, I want to come out here. I want to make this like my second home, my second country. My family's here.
Yeah.
We doing a lot of business here. I don't want to like open up the can yet until everything is solidified. Yeah, settled, because you don't want to put the. As my grandmother would say, you put the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? So once we got everything like settled, we'll be making some announcements.
Okay,
and stuff.
Great. I must ask you this. I don't know if you could tell me this, but what do you think about the girls? Because you didn't tell me anything.
The women are beautiful. Okay. The women are beautiful.
I can see that straight face.
Yeah,
you got 3 kids.
Yeah. You know what? One thing I can say about the women in my life, we appreciate women. We appreciate beauty.
Yeah.
I can be like, say a guy is handsome, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's a good-looking guy, right? Well, yeah, she's a really good-looking guy. We watch movies and we're like, yeah, he's a good-looking guy. She's a pretty woman. Yeah, she's a pretty woman. Thank you. And we don't, beauty, we respect beauty.
Okay.
If you can't respect a person being beautiful and all this, then what is it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's pretty good that you have that type of relationship
I'm open-minded and stuff like that. You know what I mean, just because you say a person is pretty doesn't mean you want to have sex with them.
Well,
automatically.
Arguably.
Debatable.
But yeah, no, there's I think we like to think of ourselves or of our country that we have very beautiful women.
No, you do, absolutely.
So yeah, that's why I was curious, what's your take?
Yeah, women are absolutely beautiful, absolutely.
Okay, well, turning back to the music a bit, because you said that we love the hip hop authentically,
right.
I believe. Did you get a chance to listen to anybody in Romania, like any rappers?
I listened to quite a few rappers. I listened to Sadiq.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The names, I'm horrible. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm horrible with American names, so definitely Romanian names I'm going to tear up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've listened to quite a few artists, and I've actually, met with a few artists and things. That's why I said it's a couple things in the works. I just don't want to put it out there yet until I want to hit y'all with some surprises.
So this means that I can't ask you if you're planning on doing any collaboration.
The answer is going to be that yeah. But with who?
So that's what I can't ask.
That's what we're waiting on.
Okay. But is there anybody that you may... Well, it might be the answer to the same question, but is there anybody that you would like to...
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. At the Origin show, right? Loved everybody. Okay. I can't understand the language, but the feel of what is being said and the vibe and the flow and the tempo, that's a whole different energy right there. So I pretty much like a lot of Romanian artists. I just can't name them because I'm starting to get more familiar with them, and I have to learn how to say Romanian names a little bit better.
You were close with Cedric.
Yeah,
you said Cedric.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
I've hung out with him like the last time I was here and stuff like that. So we know each other and stuff.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody needs to follow you. We need an Instagram account. I've checked your Spotify account, but I didn't find many songs in there. I don't know if I was not like,
Oh, you got to go to you got to push that button and then albums and everything come up.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do it.
I think you have to show me that.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm really getting back into my music now because we had the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And that shut a lot of things down, so you wasn't really able to go to a lot of studios or shoot a lot of videos. They locked us all down like crazy. And then I had my daughter.
Uh-huh.
I had my daughter. So I kind of was just like, I'm chilling right now, But right now I'm going full throttle. I'm about to be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to be a problem. I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Okay.
And a lot of US artists know what I'm talking about because I dealt with a lot of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And my success, I never blame nobody for the level of my success. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I put my career to the side to help others and do a lot of things for other people, and it didn't come back to me.
Okay.
It didn't get reciprocated. So, okay.
So, yeah, I guess that happens a lot. How do you feel about it? I mean, do you feel like helping anymore, or are you just like forgiving and just moving on and helping people?
I gotta move on,
yeah,
right? I can't sit there
but
because that's gonna be an anchor that's gonna keep me in one place and keep me, he didn't do this or he didn't do that, and I'm not gonna do that. Yo, you know what? All right, cool, good riddance. Now, moving further and working with and dealing with people, I'm not gonna crucify this person for what this person did because this person may be a great person. But I am very careful about who I work with and who I put down with me.
Yeah.
I'm extremely, I vet them for real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because loyalty is a big thing for me.
Exactly. You kind of get sick or tired and not receiving the loyalty that you offer and, that you invest the energy and so forth. But
that's why I kind of don't do, excuse me, I have artists that I chill and kick it with and everything, but I ain't got nobody like. Well, I'm lying because I got my brother. I got my brother Luck. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's actually from Long Island, but he's in Kansas right now. You know what I'm saying? I got him and I got my my other brother. His name is Jay. We got a group together called Team Lit.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? We put some songs together. We just waiting to get back together to put everything out. We actually did a video together. That's pretty dope. Those guys and the guys, that I grew up with, they'll call me to come and do some stuff with them. But for the most part, I'm really focused on pushing my career where it need to be because I feel like I never gave myself 100%.
So it's your time right now. Like yeah.
And I'm gonna bust their ass. Word up.
So what are you planning exactly music wise? So you said that you made this crew. You're taking. When is the video coming out actually?
Oh, we working on shooting the video. So
okay.
I came out here. I wanted to shoot a video too. So we're gonna work on shooting a video. When I go back to the States, I'm gonna do a video for one of my singles called "Cooking."
Okay.
That's why I came out with the apron and the.
We know the cooking.
Yeah.
I checked it out. You also did it on the stage.
At the stage, yeah. So I'm gonna push that single. Work on some things with artists out here, like I said, and actually try to push an EP from out here. All my beats come from Romania.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know you collaborated with a beat maker here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How did you guys meet? Actually, how did you guys
hit me up online? It was like, yo, what's up? Da da da. So because you know how the algorithm works, I have a lot of Romanian friends. So I guess sometimes I'll pop up on their timeline or something like that, and they'll inbox me, and I'll be like, yo, what's up? Let's go. Yeah. And they'll send me some beats. I go right into the studio and send them some projects. I actually have whole mixtapes with just Romanian beats.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 of them actually.
How many of the beats that you actually have right now are Romanian beats?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Really?
I won't accept beats from nowhere else.
Okay, that's
You know
interesting.
My plan is to give this country a hip hop get an eye on this country for its hip hop.
Okay.
That's how much. I love the country that much. You know, I could have came in, did what I did, and just left, but it's just something about the aura of the country that makes me want to say to people, yo, you got to listen to this Romanian hip-hop,
I think everybody should appreciate this, man, because these are really pretty, big words for us. Like, it's pretty helpful. I'm curious, actually, coming to this topic, are there any Romanian artists that went as far as the United States, as far as you know, like anybody that's...
That's the thing that's, like, tripping me out. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know any Romanian artist that hit the States. Mm-hmm. And maybe it could possibly be because of the language barrier and all that. But let's think about it like this. One thing about United States, we have areas of different groups of people. Mm-hmm. So, like, you go to Washington Heights, that's mainly Dominican people. You know what I'm saying? Dominican race is over there. You go uptown to, like, Boston Road, it's like a lot of Italians and Armenians and stuff up that way. So there is a Romanian community in New York. All we got to do is get y'all music to that community. So
part of this community, are they not listening? I mean, obviously they're listening.
I don't know because I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I got to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let them know, yo, your people's back home is kicking butt.
So are there any artists, aside of hip hop maybe, that you guys are familiar with from around here? Like that sing, no matter what gender?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm getting into my home. And all right, I'm lying to you. I do, but I just don't know the names.
You don't know the names?
Yeah, I'm bad at, I'm trying to get the names in my head.
Who could it be? I don't know.
Give me some names. Maybe I might know.
I guess one artist that's pretty international. Right. She's a girl. She's singing like this techno thing.
Is that the lady with the blonde hair?
Blonde hair. Alexandra Stan, maybe?
She got posters and stuff all over the place, right?
I don't know if blonde hair. Help me out. I don't know.
Help me out. Somebody help me out. I don't know.
Help me out. Blonde.
But I think that's what you're talking about. She's a big international star, something like that. She's big.
Is the name Ina ringing any bell? She's pretty international. She did a song with Sean Paul, for example.
Sean Paul? Oh, okay. Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, because I listen to Sean Paul.
Yeah.
So,
Lucky her. That you listen to Sean Paul.
I listen to Sean Paul, man.
Pretty good. I know that the guys, there are a lot of information that you hit me, and I'm trying to kind of like cope and remember everything.
Right.
But I know that there are a lot of artists in the U.S. like Jay-Z, for example. Right. I know for a fact that don't ever write lyrics. Right. They just keep it all in their head. Right. How do you feel about that? They say, I think I heard Lil Wayne say that he discovered rap and hip hop as being authentic and the real deal. Right. From the moment he stopped writing lyrics. What do you feel about this? How do you feel about it?
Actually, I love it because my first mixtape, I did that. Uh-huh. I didn't write no lyrics down.
Okay.
But, when you got a 3-year-old, you gotta, you know what I mean? But you gotta also think about it too. These guys can sit in the studio for 2 hours and just go like this and don't have to write nothing down. They can listen to the beat. They can go in, say something, leave out, come back, put another part to it. Come back, you know what I mean? So it did make me feel better too. You know what I mean? It makes me feel better to be able to spit it from my head than read it from my phone. Mm-hmm. I feel like it comes from more inside.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. Like, it's the point where you get authentic. Because if you write it, you tend to be creative. Yeah. Like, you tend to, like, put things that are not actually a part of your truth. Right. You kind of, like, try to make it sound good or, use the right words or things like that. But when you actually spit it directly from your head, it's like, that's when you become authentic.
He's 100% correct about that. I think some of the best times of me recording was not writing.
Okay.
Just writing it in my head. And it makes it easier for you to remember, too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because it's
already stuck in your brain. You know what I mean?
But I don't think is it an easy skill to have? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's...
No, not at all.
You got to make it rhyme.
Not at all, yeah. That part, and then some people just don't think that fast.
Yeah.
Some people don't think fast enough to be able to be like, okay, you know what? Let me save that. Or a lot of rappers, any rapper could tell you this. They've probably lost 10,000 bars in their head because they didn't write it down. Yeah. Like, damn, what was that? What did I say? You know what I'm saying? I can't remember that line or that punchline or that entendre. You don't remember. Yeah. So sometimes it's good to just write it. Sometimes I'm I'm gonna tell you this, and it's dangerous, and I don't children,
try
I
this
don't
at home.
advise you to do this at home. But I write a lot of rhymes while I'm driving.
Well.
For some reason, like when I'm driving and I put the radio on, bars just come to my head, and I'm driving, so I just be like, and I'll write a rhyme while I'm driving on
But
my
why
way
don't
to
you
the
just
studio.
use the voice recording, like, just take a memo?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't use the attributes of my phone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just be writing it like, oh, yo, that's crazy. And then by the time I get to the studio, I got like a nice 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of the song is done.
Yeah.
But how do you train this skill? I mean, if you don't have it right now, but you want to train it.
As far as what, like spitting without writing down?
Spitting, your truth in lyrics, because technically it shouldn't be that hard, right? Because you're like,
No, it is.
Well,
It is because you have to say the right words.
Yeah.
And everything you have to say has to make sense.
So your
know what I'm
brain
saying?
kind of has to train itself to spit out the right words,
You
right?
spit out the right words, and you have to have a decent vocabulary in your brain. You know what I'm saying? So,
If you only know 2 words, you
know
can't go
3
too
words,
far.
yeah. You go be like, ha, 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 ha. That's why I think that's probably why these kids rap like that.
Oh, you touched an important topic, and
Yeah.
this is like trap.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel about the trap and the
I'm not like everybody else. Music is music. You understand what I'm saying? We had this discussion the other day, right? Let's go back to the origins, right? 73, 74 of hip hop, right?
Okay.
How did they rap? The hip, the hop, the hippie, dippy, hop, the whole style. The hip, what you see is not a test, I'm rocking to the beat, right? That's what you got. Then you got, now, look how it evolved. Let's just go to 93, 94. Wu-Tang Killer Bees on a swarm. You know what I'm saying? Coming at you. Smoke on the mic like Smoke at Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser. Different type of styles, right?
Yeah.
Totally different, right? Then you come up, the music changes. And not only that, it's not just New Yorkers doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Everybody. It's
all over the world. So the way that somebody from Texas is not gonna rap the same way somebody from Atlanta is gonna rap. You know what I mean? The music that they have in Chicago is drill music because that's their lifestyle. They're spitting their lifestyle and their truth. You might not understand it, but that doesn't mean that it's not dope. You know what I'm saying?
mean, I don't think it's not dope because I think the sound is pretty cool, but sometimes I think, well, at least some artists are kind of lacking the lyrics. They just repeat the same thing over and over and again. Exactly as you said, like if you know 2 words, you go.
But sometimes it's just a vibe.
It's just a vibe.
It's not meant for me to spit a whole Nas type of verse. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just me. Look at Lil Jon, right?
Yeah.
You can't go into a club and party to a Nas song. Like Nas is like, you just gonna be like this. You know what I mean? You're gonna bop your head.
Yeah.
But Lil Jon come on, you gonna be like dancing. The girls like to dance. They can't dance to Coogee rap.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Fair point. Would you be into, I mean, would you want to record a trap song or something?
I got all types of music.
You got all types?
I'm not limited to myself to anybody's liking.
Who's the best in trap?
Right now, I would say probably like Future or Little Durk. I think he does drill. He does like a little bit of drill and trap. But those are the big guys out that way in New York.
Yeah, I was saying because I think there's a big bunch of people that says that trap is not hip hop because they blame the fact that the message is being lost, and they take you back to, I don't know, Run DMC, maybe Eminem and whoever had this really strong message, and Eminem was awarded like this award that he used the most words in a career, like.
Right.
Yeah, so people kind of like say that what happened to that, what happened to the message that
How
we
could
want to
they?
deliver.
Here I go back again. Right. What is hip hop?
What is hip hop? It's you're expressing your truth on a beat and putting.
That's rap.
That's rap.
Hip hop is breakdancing, DJing.
The 4 elements.
The 4 elements.
Yeah.
That's where people keep getting it confused.
Okay.
Rap is just an element of hip hop. So drill is a baby from rap. You know what I'm saying? Drill, trap is born out of rap music.
Yeah.
So when people keep saying that's not hip hop, it's not. It's rap.
Yeah. What do you know? You're right.
It's rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
That's why I always say people be like, oh, hip hop. hip hop is more than rap music. It's different things. It's the style, the way you dress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way, that's hip hop.
Even the way they dress changed.
The way we talk, our slang. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But think about it like this, right? The style of dress changed when who came in, right? Biggie and Puffy and them, right? It really changed the game. Because back then everybody was wearing hoodies, Timbs, and when Biggie and let's say Jay-Z and all of them really came in, everybody's 40s, right? Everybody's drinking 40s, right? Jay-Z, 94, 93, 94, they come in the game, right? Now everybody's wearing Versace, button-ups, popping champagne. They ain't drinking $2.50 40s anymore. Yeah. They're buying $100 bottles. People are so afraid of letting the game elevate. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people say about DJs, about scratching. Oh, they be on the Seratos and this and that. Have you ever carried 50 crates to a party before? Of records?
Yeah.
The suspension on your car.
It's gonna be like touching the ground.
Yo, you know what I mean? If you want to do a DJ contest, that's all good. But I don't believe that a DJ should be bringing 50 crates to a party to rock the party like that. Now, if you're doing like a DJ competition or something at home, that's cool. But that is a lot of equipment. And not only that, you got to get people to carry that shit for you. And then you got to break all that down, turntables, right? You got to break all that down and then put it back in your car and drive home after the party. Yeah. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, that goes for bands, I guess, as well, because they have to carry, all the...
You know what I'm saying? So people are so afraid of elevation that they say that it's not real. It just changes. It just changes with time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's don't get me wrong. I'm not against trap or whatever. I just wanted to get your feeling on it.
I don't believe that because people just don't take time. That you either like the music or you don't. I was told one time there's two types of music: good music and bad music.
Yeah,
that's it.
How do you know if it's elevating or going towards the bad music side? That's what I'm thinking.
Look how much more money these kids are making nowadays.
Well, arguably, you can't say that it's bad because
look
people
how they're
like
living. Yeah. Their lifestyles changed. You understand what I'm saying? They putting out a certain type of music that is changing not just their lives, right? But the people around them. They giving out jobs.
Okay. So if you would choose old school or trap, new school?
All school.
Old school all the time? Okay.
All school. Every era, the crunk era wasn't my thing, right?
Okay.
That wasn't, well, actually, I wasn't even home for it too much, but...
Yeah, you...
But the crunk, when I used to hear that, I'd be like, that's just not... But I'm not from Atlanta either.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So it makes sense to be connected to, the origins somehow.
The origins of it. You understand what I'm saying? If you grew up in Chicago, 9 times out of 10, you'd probably be doing drill music. You understand what I'm saying? And this is a true fact, right? Most people in the South don't even listen to up north music.
Really?
They don't be listening to Jay-Z and Mobb Deep and all that stuff. They hardly listen to that because they got Little Boosie. They got 3 6 Mafia. They got, you understand what I'm saying? They have their own people who understand their language. They have their own slang and all of that.
Easier to relate, basically, to those guys than
They can't relate to me saying, yo, I'm chilling in the building, going to the 5th floor. They don't have buildings. They live in houses.
Yeah, what building is he talking about?
Exactly. So when they say, yo, I'm in the trap, that's where they hustle from. Yeah. It's trap music. That's their life. So look, right? Because me and you were speaking earlier, right? About truths, right?
Yeah.
If somebody from the South doesn't live a New York life, if they start rapping like a New Yorker, are they spitting their truth? No.
Definitely not, but in trap, I mean, at least here, right? I don't really know exactly the truths in the U.S. because I'm not living there, so I don't know if Lil Pump is spitting bullshit or not. I have no idea.
We're not even gonna go with those guys because they not outside trap. We talking about like T.I. Those guys, that's been outside for real. Trap music come from hustling. Yeah, those guys are just pretty much vultures of the game. You understand what I'm saying? If they really had to live the life to be able to spit trap, them dudes wouldn't survive. Okay,
this is exactly where I wanted to go. Like back here, we have a lot of people getting into trap music. They don't really express the truth that they live. They just, they know that it's cool to say that, So they
Right.
say, so they write it
Right.
exactly at what we said. So they don't think about the truth and spit it out. They write whatever is cool. So what's cool to say? That I'm, carrying guns.
Right.
But they
No, they
never
ain't
seen a
carrying no
gun. I
gun,
mean,
yeah.
if you give them a gun, they get scared and they run away.
Oh, they're 100% would.
Yeah.
They 100% would.
So basically, this is what I'm talking about. This part of the phenomenon. I'm not talking about Travis Scott, obviously, right? Because that guy's like,
Right.
he's the real deal. But talking about these guys that actually just kind of like try to blend in the genre and whatever is happening right now
Right.
with it, but they're not really spitting the truth.
Right.
Mostly, that's where the question was leaning towards, not the real deals. of
Right,
course.
right. Well, my answer to that is like, you're going to have real mixed in with the fake. You're going to have that, bro.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Fake
saying?
clothes, fake everything.
You're going to have, and what's crazy is most of the fake are more successful. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
They're more successful and everything. But also, their parents have money. You know what I'm saying? They live a better life so they can afford certain things that, so to speak, a person from the hood can't afford
Yeah.
to push them further. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're easier to deal with. So you're gonna have a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? You can't, that's just what it's gonna be.
Here, like, there's a lot of kids going into this, and like parents, right? Because
Right.
you're a parent right now, right? You
Absolutely.
have 3 kids. Like, they're kind of worried somehow because, kids are like 15, 16 years old, full of tattoos. They want to do drugs. And
Right.
They actually do want to do drugs and so forth, not guns necessarily. But,
Right.
parents here are scared that, listening to this music is kind of pushing them towards a bad direction.
Okay, but let's just say this. And this kind of what pisses me off with parents and stuff like that. Nobody's saying watching the Terminator is making fucking people go out and
True.
go shoot up malls and do. Nobody's saying action movies. There is more violence in watching a movie that you can watch. I watched John Wick. He killed like 50 people in 10 minutes. You can't kill a song is 3 minutes.
Well, you got to be at least 18 to watch that
You know what
movie.
I'm saying? Not where we're from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, you're right. PG-13. We 13. You know what I mean? But my point is that why is hip hop such blame for what your children do? You understand what people do? Perfect example, right? What you just said, right? You got to be 18 to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if your kids are listening to trap music and getting tattooed, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You're not being a great parent.
You're not.
Don't blame hip hop. These kids know things about people because you allow them to learn about it. My kids, their cell phones, their iPads and everything is monitored.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in my son's room and tell him, yo, what are you watching? Let me see your phone. Who are you talking to? You got to be the parent.
Yeah, definitely.
So if your 14 and 15-year-old is out selling drugs, shooting things up, that ain't Jay-Z's fault. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be letting your kid listen to that music. Are you going to let your kid watch porn? No, right? Why? Because it's not appropriate for a child.
Yeah.
Same thing with certain music. They got all types of, they got K-pop and all that for the, you know what I'm saying, for the 15,
K-pop,
14-year-old, whatever it is. But you can't blame the fact that you're not parenting your child
Properly,
properly and let's blame hip-hop.
Yeah, just finding like the fault in somewhere else.
And somewhere else, take your blame. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? My oldest son, beautiful young man. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Was into sports because that's what was pushed on him. Sports. Yeah, he's seen everything and everything else. Graduated school, went to college, went to the Navy. Straight on, spot on, good kid. You understand where I'm coming from? That's because that's how he was raised.
Yeah.
And these are how my kids are being raised. Certain things I don't let them see. Certain things I introduce them to. Let me tell you something, man. I walk in some of my people's cribs, and they got chicks on the video
walls.
popping, and their kids is running around, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? This is not supposed to be on TV. Yo, like, put Coco Melon or Blippi on or something. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is dope, man. Everybody knows Coco Melon.
Everybody knows Coco Melon. What?
That's even better than trap, I
You know
guess.
what I'm saying? So if your children are into those things, and let's say another thing, you can't control anyone.
True.
How many things
to
how often did we listen to our parents as children?
Well, obviously, as much as we could.
But we did a whole bunch of things that they don't know about.
Of course.
That
don't want them to know about.
Don't want them to know about. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not even now.
And that's what I was telling you about, like, with my kids. I want them to know about certain things in the city, but I don't want them in that. Okay. See what I'm saying? I don't want them to have to live it. Yeah, you can see it and chill, but I don't want them green, so when they get to where they're able to go out on their own, they start trying different things and trying drugs and doing. I'm not gonna hide drugs for my children, but I'm gonna let them know, yo, listen, you start doing that, this is what you're gonna look like, and I'll show them a crackhead.
Okay.
That's how you wanna look.
It's for me, it's like now super interesting to see this side of you, which is a little bit more sensitive as a parent. And then I saw you there on stage performing like crazy, you know, with that energy. It's kind of like pretty interesting to also know this side. This is why we kind of wanted this.
That's what's up, man. I'm a chameleon, you know what I mean? I move with the earth, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. You also mentioned Biggie.
Yeah.
I assume that, you know, living in the Bronx and closer to, you know, the East Coast, like Biggie or Tupac?
Both.
Why would you choose one, you know, against the other or the other way around?
I don't, because I love music.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Biggie was a rapper. Tupac's a poet.
Okay.
I like rappers. I like poetry. Everybody always want to competitively put them together. Oh, this person is better than this person. They two different artists.
True.
Two different artists, and they both spoke things that I loved.
Okay.
You know, so I don't...
different type of vibe. You know, Tupac was giving you this, you know, was good for, I don't know, rainy days, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Talk about, like, Dear Mama. That song about, yo, you know how many of us live that life? You understand what I'm saying? With our moms is out there and people, you know what I'm saying, just starving and not having food. How could I not relate to Pac? But then Biggie, you know, kicking the door, waving the 4-4, you know what I'm saying? That's me too.
Yeah, that's a good vibe.
You know what I'm saying? So people, that was a East Coast, West Coast thing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do myself a disservice of not liking someone because somebody else doesn't like them or they don't like each other. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't like Biggie? Boy, you missing out.
Yeah.
You don't like Pac? You missing out.
I was just curious who you are related to more.
Both of them, because they both actually from New York.
They have because you have two sides actually. You have the side when you perform. You have the side which is like, you know, blowing off the roof, and then you got that other side.
Oh, you gotta hang. I'm a ball of fun when we go hang out and start like partying. Oh man. So I never choose my artists based off of who I think one person is better than the other. You know what I'm saying? I like both.
Yeah. No,
and
it's
I
fair.
get the factor in when Eazy-E and NWA split up. Eazy-E and NWA and Ice Cube split up.
Yeah.
You think I stopped listening to Ice Cube?
No.
Nah, I listened to Ice Cube and I listened to NWA. When Dre left NWA and started Aftermath, you think I stopped listening to Eazy-E and just only listen to Dre? Nah, they both crazy. They split up? Oh my God, I got them all over now.
I'm just wondering how you feel when you hear the beefs. Like, you know, they actually say bad things about each other. Like, what do you...
That's life. That's life.
Okay.
That's life.
What happened to Biggie and Pac then, as far as you know? Like, who started it? Do you think that actually Biggie sent the people to...
Nah, man. Biggie wasn't that type of guy.
Yeah.
Nah, and I met Big before.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of meeting him. That's not the type of guy he was, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He loved everybody and had love for people around him. When you got a bunch of Brooklyn dudes, Brooklyn is known for robberies and stick-ups.
Yeah.
That's what that borough is known for. And they don't care. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of hooligans that come through. I might go to a studio session. So say me, I go to a studio session, right? And I bring you guys. But you guys don't rap. Y'all are 100% street guys. You rob, you murder, you sell drugs and everything, but y'all friends with me. So somebody comes up the elevator or up the step with a whole bunch of jewelry on and all that.
And you're looking and you're like,
let's get him. And next thing you know, it's like, yo, what's going on? Oh, that's my man.
So you think that's what happened? Like basically you had those guys and then Biggie was kind of like collateral, you know, victim.
And people, you got to understand, people back in like the 90s and stuff like that, people used to go to clubs and scheme on rappers. Because I'm going to tell you this, a lot of rappers are not as tough as they portray.
So getting back to the truth, it's not really the truth.
They not really that tough like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got some of them who really, but a lot of them really ain't.
Okay.
I know a lot of them.
It's really curious that, you know, a lot of time has went away. And how is it possible that, you know, people still don't know, or at least this is what we know, that they still don't know what happened with the...
Oh, they know what happened.
But they don't tell us.
Yeah, they know what happened. Everybody knows what happened.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What happened then? 'Cause I don't know what
even
happened.
with Tupac, everybody knows what happened. They know the guys that killed Tupac. It wasn't Biggie's people.
Okay.
Tupac, some artist from Death Row got his chain snatched.
Okay.
And the dude that snatched his chain, they caught him at the Mike Tyson fight. They whooped him out. He went back, got his boys, came back, and shot Pac's car up.
Yeah.
That's it.
It kind of makes sense, you know? I mean, it's how life was back then. I mean, you beat somebody out, they come and...
It had nothing to do with Biggie. Biggie didn't send no guys to go kill Tupac. That was a whole nother beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people just come up with all these conspiracy theories, you know, like Elvis sightings and shit, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And, you know, I heard stories about, you know, what happened with Biggie and stuff like that. But something about they didn't want to pay the ransom, you know, because a lot of these rappers back in the day, they used to fly out to other states, right?
Okay.
And you have to pay for protection.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And you don't pay the protection, the wolves come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come to New York and you got to have somebody to walk you around New York, and that person got to have a name. You understand what I'm saying? And if that person don't have a name, then if you don't have a name, you food for the wolves. That they don't care you rap.
They don't care who you are.
They're glad you rapping. Come on with all that jewelry and money.
We need it.
We need it.
You said something really big, actually. You said you met Biggie at some point.
Yeah, yep.
How did you meet? I mean, this is pretty big news.
I met him through R.A. the Rugged Man.
Okay.
So I met him through R.A. Biggie, super cool dude. I actually was in the studio, did some work with Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We were supposed to, the song was supposed to come out, but something happened that the song didn't come out. But I worked with them with Havoc and Prodigy and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So through RA, I worked with a lot of artists.
But what was it like for you? I mean, I guess it was, you know, I think it would be a big thing to meet Biggie. I mean, he was...
Yeah, it was pretty dope. It was dope. And that's what I'm sitting there telling you. He wasn't like a bad guy. He was cool. He was like a family-orientated type guy. But see, I met Biggie in '94 when he first dropped his first album. So he was like huge.
Yeah.
He was like huge, but he was just still a new guy coming into the game. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
getting used to it.
I had to get used to it. But Biggie had like 10 hit records on his first album.
Yeah.
Who was doing that?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like 10, 15 hit not just records, like hit records that were playing on the radio.
Yeah.
You couldn't, and then remixes to the same. He was killing them.
Nobody was getting tired of him, I guess.
Nobody was getting tired of him. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you couldn't get jealous of him because, you know, he's a big, dark-skinned, not so great-looking guy. So even though he said it himself in his rap. So how could you not like the guy?
Yeah, well, I guess.
You know what I'm
saying? He was the Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was like a dope time in my life when I met Biggie.
I think I would have shit myself if I would have met Biggie. I mean, I was obviously too young.
Yeah. But I also looked at myself as their peers too. Because I was rapping and doing shows and everything. It was like, yeah, my time's coming too, yeah. But I'm still a fan.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, you could rap, you could be big, but, you know, Biggie was like the real deal at the time.
At that time, yeah,
he
was.
At the time was like, yeah, you know?
He was.
So that's
but also, too, I was seeing a lot of rappers all the time. So it was like, you know, you over here, you see Mobb Deep today. I went, that morning, I was in the studio with Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Then that night, I met Biggie. Then I'm over here, I'm with Redman, and you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't such a big deal, I guess.
After a while, it's just like, yo, you hype. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna act like I'm that humble, like, you know what I'm saying? But you like, yo, With Biggie, it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm about to start making it, and I'm about to start rubbing shoulders with people and stuff like that. You get hype and happy. You know, you try not to fan out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's not like, I guess...
They're your peers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when Denzel sees Robert De Niro, he doesn't be like, yo, it's Robert De Niro. Yeah, he's like...
Obviously.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think they still feel something hype because, you know, they're two big people.
Love there. It's like, yo, you know, that's Robert De Niro, man. That's, you know, he's a great actor, great guy. But it's his peer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, they're like they're at the same level.
At the same level, absolutely.
So, who was the first guy that you meet that was a big name?
First guy.
If you can even remember, maybe.
Old school rapper. He was beefing with Kumo D. I'm trying to think of his name right now. He's so old school. He used to come around my block all the time, but we had a lot of block parties. But LL and all of them used to come to my neighborhood. My mind I got a brain fart right now. It's gonna come to me.
It's gonna come. I don't know.
But he was the first like artist that used to come around my neighborhood because he was dating one of the guys. Yeah, guys. But my father's Grand Pooba. I remember Grand Pooba too.
Okay.
Yep. I remember
That's so old school.
He used to date somebody that lived in my building. You know what I'm saying? So he's from the Bronx. Yeah. I actually saw Grand Pooba about 2-3 years ago. Okay. Sorry about that. Mm-hmm.
The guys are telling me that we're supposed to wrap up. I think we could keep talking for like the next 2 days.
Well, for real, I'm telling you, man. I don't think you know what? We got to do a part 2.
We got to do a part 2.
We got to do a part 2.
Do we do a part 2? I don't know.
Because you're asking interesting questions and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? But thanks. What I do want to say before we wrap up is
go ahead.
That this country is dope. And my biggest thing, not just me, but, you know what I'm saying, Maddie, Larissa, Tony, my crew from out here, my Mean Mugger crew, we going to put Romania on the map, man. We going to do it.
I hope people that listen to this really appreciate it. Give a big like to it. Share it. Follow.
Share, follow. You know what I'm saying? Follow Scrooge Owens, Instagram,
we got to post it on the...
Yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying?
I got to tell you that it was a really good honor to actually have the chance to talk to you right here. Right. It was an even bigger thing to hear you on stage and see you on stage. It was really cool. I told you back then, and I'm telling it to you now, I'm really surprised that you're not up there with the big names because, again, the energy, I think, is awesome.
Right, yeah.
Simply awesome.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, I think if these guys are okay with a part 2, I'd be more than happy to do it.
I'm down for a part 2, man. You know what I'm saying? We can go in depth more into my personal life. You know what I mean? Because I want people to know me. Mm-hmm. Not just, like right now we kicking it and everything. Like you said, you heard the music, now you meet the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's really cool actually to do it that way.
It's like, I like his music. I like his music more because I like the guy.
Makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, man. And I appreciate you guys, you know what I'm saying? CGR Live. How you say it in Romanian again?
CGR. Live.
CGR Live. Thank you for having me, man.
This was it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Scrooge.
I appreciate it.
Cam asta a fost pentru episodul de astăzi. Vă mulțumim că ați fost alături de noi. De data viitoare se întoarce Tonic, sperăm. Depinde dacă a cheltuit toți banii. Nu știu cât de mult poate să bea. N-am stat până acum la băută cu el ca să văd cât duce. Dar să sperăm că măcar dacă poate să ducă mult, se termină banii și atunci se întoarce. Până atunci, vă las.
Vă las.
Vă las.